Hello and welcome to another session in English language. And today our focus will be first on comprehension. We're going to be reading for implied meanings. Then we'll also look at diphthongs. Then we'll also take something on register, on power production. And lastly, we'll look at writing an informal letter. But before all of that, let us review the previous lesson. Welcome back. So the first segment we're going to be looking at today is comprehension. How do we read for implied meanings? Remember, we said the word comprehension is got from the verb comprehend, and comprehend simply means understanding. So we want to see how do we understand, how do we read for implied meanings. Okay, so reading is an integral part of what comprehension. You must improve your reading efficiency. Okay, so it is very important to know that when reading, as a writer, sometimes there's a tendency to take for granted what you are reading. So I'll give an example. If you are familiar with sports, okay, and something is being written about sports, there's a tendency for you to take that passage for what granted, because you might feel you are familiar with most of the terms used. So it's very important that you go through the passage thoroughly. Read from the beginning till the end. Don't draw conclusions until you are done reading. Okay? So it's your job to actually read for implied meanings. So how do we do that? Okay, read the questions before, during, and at the end of the reading assignment. So you can always go through the comprehension questions first, then you go into the passage, then you read the question the second time, then you go back to read the passage again. Then you begin to spot some lines of thought. You begin to spot what you call linking ideas. Okay, so you begin to spot what you call key sentences, or what you call topic sentences. Okay, so as much as possible, ideas will drop in your mind. Okay, so you can also note that down. Okay, then also, please, it's important that you don't bring in so much of what you know, but what you know on a subject can also help out. So please, you can also bring in your knowledge or your experience or your background into your reading assignment, but please be careful about its influence. Alright? Then also test your conclusions to draw any conflicting idea. Okay? So, let's move into another important aspect of speech work. So you can see the charts. We have A, I, ow, and O. So you can see the direction, alright, of the arrows. But I don't want to dwell so much on that. Now, it begins with an E kind of sound production, but it glides. It moves into an E. So it becomes A. Okay, so it's fades, dates, gate, save, pay. Okay, so let me underline the letters that are contained. I have ATE. Okay, gape, save. Okay, day, pay, waste, eight. Okay, so A is contained in those letters. So it could be A, it could be EI, it could be AI. Alright? So we have I, we have sight. The letter I is underlined. Okay, sight. We have pi, die. So if you have gone through what I taught previously, you have seen some of these diphthongs reflect. So we have oi. Okay, like that. So it's showing you the position of the mouth. Oi, oi, toy. Okay, we have O, go, toe, goat, soul, slow, hope. Okay, then we also have ow. We have ow, cow, bow, out, shout, plow. Okay, so that is that about that. Now let's move on to also what you call your register on power production. Now, how do we generate power in our country here? Most of the time we use what we call HEP, which is what we call hydroelectric power. Okay, hydroelectric power. And how do you generate that? You do that through what you call water. Okay, hydroelectric what? Power. That's the abbreviation HEP. Okay, so sometimes, or let me say traditional science, usually use animals to generate power, to pull vehicles, alright, to carry heavy loads from one destination to another. Okay, from one location to another. Okay, so but today we know that animals are no longer used. We now use what we call engines, alright, to move vehicles. But in traditional science or in ancient times, we use animals like the horses. Okay, we have camels and we have what? Donkeys. Okay, to pull what you call carts. Okay, the cart is what they sit down in, and they attach the horse or the camel or the donkey to that. Then we have what we call moving water. So currents also are used to what? Like I told you, water. Okay, hydroelectric. Hydro means water. Okay, so it means electric power generated through what? Water. Okay, so we could also have currents of water used to generate power. We could also have windmills. Okay, windmills have they are heavy machines. Okay, that are able to use the speed of the wind to actually generate power. Then we have tension. Okay, we have what you call fuel. Okay, fuel, that is from fossils. Okay, we have fuel from what? Fossils. Okay, and we could have the fuel to be generated from what you call wood. Okay, we could have them from coal, petroleum, or natural gas. Okay, so some persons, they use wood. For instance, we had the old train. Okay, some of us have seen that before. They throw logs of what? Wood. Okay, but today we have modern trains that make use of what? Engine. We have coal also to drive trains. We have petroleum to drive our cars, and natural gas to drive some automobiles or what you call aircrafts today. But we know that because of what you call science and technology, most of those things are becoming obsolete. Okay, they are becoming obsolete. Then we have what you call solar energy. Solar energy is energy generated from what? The sun. Energy generated from where? The sun. That's what you refer to as what? Solar energy. Okay, that's what you refer to as solar energy. Okay, then we have what you call the nuclear fission. Now that is releasing energy from conversion. Okay, so energy that is released from conversion into electricity is known as what? Nuclear fission. But that's not all there is to it. Okay, then we have also what you call power stations. Okay, we have what you call hydroelectric plants. Okay, we have what we call steam turbines. Okay, so all of these things are associated with what? Power production or power generation. How we generate what? Power. Okay, using wind, water, or what? Or sun, which is what? Solar energy. So let's focus on the last part, which is what? Informal letters. Now, under informal letters, I've told you it's a personal letter or what you call a private letter. Okay, so another word for the word informal letter is private letters or what you call personal letters. Okay, so it's a friendly letter. So the language that is used is not formal but an informal language. You tend to be friendly, to make use of slangs, abbreviations, and so on and so forth. So, for instance, you have to write a letter to your friend, your father, your mother, siblings, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, somebody who you have a cordial relationship with. So you always have the address of the writer. Okay, it's very important. Government Secondary School, Serekunda, 10th July 2021. Okay, then we have the body of the letter. Okay, under the body of the letter, like I said, you can greet, you can tend to be chatty. Okay, chat with the receiver, because remember, you have you share a common or a cordial relationship with that person. Okay, so the first paragraph you should always inquire about the well-being of your friend. Okay, then in the second and third paragraph, you can bring up matters or topics of what interest. Okay, things that you share in common. Okay, and bring that and discuss that. Then in the concluding paragraph, which is paragraph 4, you extend greetings to people known to both of you. Okay, then you have what you call the subscript or your complimentary close. And the most acceptable for now is what yours sincerely, then just your first name. Okay, so with this, we have come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for joining the class, and to recall all that was taught in the class today and refresh your memory, I would love and encourage that you take the test that appears on your screen.